Man, what's poppin', everybody? Obviously, there was some bad news yesterday that the Packers lost, but the good news was that the Brewers officially won the division. Now, obviously, the Brewers are still sort of playing because there's still 6 games left for the Brewers for the rest of the season. With that being said, the Brewers, they possibly still can go after the best record. The only team that pretty much has a shot at taking them down is the Phillies. As of right now, do we know who we're going to face in the postseason? No. I feel like we still have to figure that out. The good news is we don't have to face a wild card series. The last 2 years we were out. We didn't even stand a chance in the wild card, but this is different. We have a series. We have a series that we can think about. We can figure out who we're going to play. We have time to figure that out. Right now, we're the 1 seed. Right now, the Cubs and the Padres right now would be the 4 and the 5. But again, that could change any week. And the Reds just snuck in to the playoff consideration as well, as they have the tiebreaker over the New York Mets. A lot can happen. And 6 games, you don't know. And the good thing is the Brewers actually are playing the Padres and the Reds. And those are 2 teams that we could face in the first round, depending on how things go. You never know that. Obviously, and they still have the chance to, if they get 2 more wins, they're going to have the best record in franchise history. They are at 95 right now. 96 was the record that was set by both teams in 2011 and 2018. That would break a record, which would be unbelievable because a season that they lost so much, they were able to bounce back, and with whatever they had, they managed to really show up and be a dominant team. And that's what's very, very important for this Brewers organization. The only problem is there are a couple concerns. Brandon Woodruff, who obviously finally came back in the middle of the season, which we all know Brandon Woodruff's been a long-time ace for the Brewers as it is. He unfortunately suffered an injury that could be very concerning. It was a lat injury, which is a back muscle, in case anybody wonders. They said it has nothing to do with the shoulder that hurts, but again, that could be something. It's a moderate strain. We don't know anything about it as of right now, but as of right now, they put him on the 15-day where he would be activated on October 3rd, which would likely be when he would start a game for a playoffs, which is a smart thing. Rest him. It's more important to have your guys healthy, but the way Murphy's acting, it could possibly be a season-ending injury. We don't know anything yet. It's too early to tell. That's why they're saying it. But if they don't have Woodruff, that's going to be a huge concern. And then also, they don't have Quintana till the start of playoffs also, as he has a strain. So it's like, you're going to be down 2 of your starters. Mizorowski has been struggling, so it's like, that's the only concern. You also don't have Trevor McGill still. They were thinking his injury was a minor thing, but he's trying to work his way back. If he comes back, it would be during that final series against Cincinnati. But the thing is, they might also be without their closer. And that's a huge problem. Normally, and even though Uribe has had probably the best, he's been our best reliever this season, he's not really an efficient closer. And I can't say the same thing about Koenig either, but Koenig's been really playing well as of lately, and they've been kind of trading off depending on if they face lefties or righties, depending on it. We'll see what happens. I don't even know. I thought we were really strong. Everything was starting to come together. They tried to trade for Shelby Miller, and then he suffered the season-ending injury. Mears now is starting to struggle a little bit. They don't really have much depth. They have some long-term guys that can give you some multiple innings, but that's the problem. If you're down Woodruff, that's going to be a huge problem because you're going to go with Peralta, Priest, or Woodruff for your big 3 in a playoff series. If you don't have one of those guys, that could be a huge issue. The offense, on the other hand, they do the nitty-gritty, itty-bitty things. The offense is fully healthy. That's what's a very important thing. As of right now, we don't know what's going to be the case for who's going to actually make the postseason roster. Because truthfully, I don't know what to expect. As of right now, here's my beliefs. Yelich is our captain. He's our man. He could possibly get 30 home runs for the first time since 2019. He's one home run away from doing that. Contreras is back to what he was. He was dealing with a broken finger, but now he's playing through it, and he's looking a lot better. He just suffered a minor injury off of a catcher's interference type play, but he tried to get back in there. But I think it's important. Rest him for the rest of rest him until postseason. I think it's a smart thing. I just don't want him getting any injured for what he is. And then finally, you got Terang really heating up. Sal Frelick's been great as well. Jackson Chorio, we know he can really put on a show. They have a good enough team that can do the little things. And Yelich has been the primary guy. They traded for Andrew Vaughn. And it's crazy to even say that the Brewers are likely going to have to cut Rhys Hoskins because they don't even have room for him. Because Jake Bauers is actually doing so well to the point where you want a first baseman in there that's also a lefty. So, quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Hoskins actually gets cut from the team at the end of the regular season because I don't think there's any room for him. And they know that Vaughn is going to be the guy you have long term. So, that's interesting. That's just very interesting. On the contrary, the little things are that's what makes the Brewers move. And from where they were at the start of the season where nobody could hit to they turned it around. They got the right people. They did the right things. I think it's very important that they just keep with the same momentum. As of right now, I'm not going to say much because I think it's just what a season it's been. You swept the Dodgers. You got the George Webbs. You got the best rookie class. You got the best manager. You got the best general manager. You got the best farm system. The Brewers are really putting on, and it's like anything can happen with this Brewers. Left, right. At every season, something's going to happen, and they manage to stay relevant every season. Every time they're going to lose somebody. They lost Corbin Burns, and they managed to do well. They lost Devin Williams and Willie Adames, and they still managed to do well. Everybody rotates in there, and that's what's very awesome. It's just the Brewers, despite being regular season merchants, as everybody calls them, they managed to stay great because Pat Murphy is the best manager in all of baseball, and there's not even a cent in my mind that can say otherwise. He deserves Manager of the Year again because everybody keeps doubting us, and we keep putting ourselves in the consideration, and boom, that's where we are. So with that being said, I'm not going to make another video on the Brewers until we know who our opponent is, and that way we can start talking about an analysis on a playoff scenario analysis once we figure that out. It's going to take some time. We still got 6 games left of the regular season, plus obviously the wild card matchups that happen, and then once we figure this out, and still the Brewers obviously are still playing for the 1 seed as they have a 3-game lead. The magic number is 3 for the 1 seed as Philly is the only team that can pass them. And it's not just that. This would be for all of it because there's no one even in the AL that I don't think is going to come close as of right now. I think we have that. I think we have the tiebreaker over the Blue Jays, so I don't think it really makes a difference now. But anyways, if you like what you see, comment below, subscribe with your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time. Go Brewers.